Today, I'm going to show you how to use LocalStack with AWS Lambda. First, I'm going to run this code in a Lambda function in my local environment using LocalStack, and then I'm going to run the same function using AWS Lambda in the cloud. This is the code of the function that we're going to run with AWS Lambda, first using LocalStack and then the cloud of AWS. In this function, we receive an event as a parameter. First, we're going to log that event using console log. Then we're going to parse that JSON string to create an object. We are going to take the property name from that object, and finally we return a 200 status code and a message including the name. First, let's start the LocalStack service. This is LocalStack start. Okay, here is the code that we want to run in Lambda. Basically, this index.js file. So first we need to create a zip file to create the Lambda function. So this is zip function.zip index.js. Okay, now we have our zip file, and then we need to run a command to create the Lambda function. So first we're going to create this Lambda function using LocalStack. So I'm going to paste the command here. And basically we need to run AWS local lambda create function. We pass the function name. We're going to name it LocalStack lambda hello name. The runtime, that will be Node.js 18. The zip file, that is our function.zip that we just created. The handler will be index.handler, and a role, it doesn't matter because LocalStack is going to ignore it. So let's run this. And as you can see here, our Lambda function has been created in our local environment using LocalStack. Okay, now let's clean this and let's run this Lambda function locally using the invoke method. So I'm going to paste the command here. So basically, this is the command to run the function, AWS local lambda invoke. We pass the function name. We pass some parameters that has to do with formatting of the request. And then we pass the payload, that will be body with a name, with the value shown. And we pass the output where the Lambda is going to return the result or write the result. Let's run this. Okay, so we get status code 200. And if we take a look at the output.txt, we can also see the result. Status 200 and the body, hello, John. That is the value that we passed as a parameter. Okay, let's clean this. And now let's create the function, but in AWS. And for that, we only need to change the CLI. Instead of using AWS local, we need to use AWS. And then the parameters will be the same. The only thing that we need to change is the role. And for that, I created a role in the AWS console. Let's go there. And let's go to IAM. And let's go to roles. And here I created this Lambda role where I assign the AWS Lambda role. That is a policy built by AWS, basically to invoke the Lambda function. And here is a custom policy where I'm basically allowing the role to create log groups, create log streams, put log events, so we can check the logs from CloudWatch when we run this function. So I'm going to copy the ARN of this role from here. And now let's go back. And I'm going to replace this role here. Okay, so let's run this. And the function has been created successfully. It's still running, right? We have the pending state. So the function has been created. Now let's go to the AWS console and let's check the Lambda service. And let's see if the function is already created. Yes, here we have our function. Okay, here is the code of our function. So now let's invoke the function. And here we just need to change the CLI again. So we replace AWS local by AWS, and we run this again. Okay, now let's go back to AWS and let's take a look at the logs from CloudWatch. So let's go to CloudWatch. Let's go to log groups. We should have a log group for our Lambda function. Here it is. And now let's take a look at the log streams, this one. And as we can see here, we receive the request, and this is basically the event that we are passing to it. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.